What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Sports Talk on Tap podcast. We're here. You can find daily videos Monday through Friday, where I cover the NFL. And as quickly the NBA season, media day is Monday for teams, so it's right around the corner. And MLB postseason, I'll make sure to do my MLB playoff predictions. Do some quick recaps on that as well for my baseball fans out there. But my best knowledge, I'd like to think, is the NFL. Even though my Week 3 picks did not reflect that. But as always, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy NFL content, because I'm going to be here, been here so far every day covering it Monday through Friday. It would truly mean a lot too. Trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of October. Appreciate everyone that has helped out so far. We've gotten up to 62, so appreciate it. Means a lot. But in today's video, you already know what it is. It's Week 4, kicks off tonight in a divisional round. So we'll give a little matchup preview of this game, and then my pick, and then also we're going to do our AI model picks, where the AI model did a lot better than me in Week 3. I had a 2-game lead heading into Week 3, but man, last week was rough. Went, I think, 7-9, so definitely not my best week. A lot of games though just kind of 50-50. That the Rams game could have easily gone my way. Obviously the Packers, even though everyone obviously picked the Packers, and then Baltimore just didn't have that. Although credit to Detroit, New England could have easily won their game versus Pittsburgh. So really just a lot of bad luck is what I'll blame it on for myself. But with that being said, we'll do the AI model, what the analytics are saying will happen in this game, just to give you guys, the sports bears out there, including myself, a little bit of an idea of how each game will shape out. But with that being said, as always, big game tonight, Seattle versus Arizona. It is divisional round matchup in the NFC West in a tight division where both teams are 2-1. Seattle's kind of coming off a drumming against New Orleans. It's always helpful when you destroy a team, especially when you play Thursday night, get a little bit of rest, where Darnold and the starters were really playing a lot in the fourth quarter. And then Arizona's coming off kind of another heartbreaker, where this was another game could have easily went my way. I picked the Cardinals to win the NFC West, even though I wasn't in love with the way the first 2 games went. I was just kind of hoping, with Mac Jones, all the injuries, they'd be able to take advantage. But this offense really hasn't just gotten going, and that's kind of been the story of it. Kyler has been okay, but he, makes his interceptions here and there. Marvin Harrison obviously had a big drop last game that, Kyler actually made a great play on. And then the running game has just been non-existent for Arizona. And now James Conner is out for the whole, I think the whole season, which just sucks to see. I mean, great running back, just what he's battled through with cancer and all that. He's been just a great dude on and off the field. So you never want to see that happen. And unfortunately, that's where Arizona's at right now. So really, Kyler Murray's probably their main running threat. But I think teams have kind of caught on to the scrambling because he hasn't been able to get those big runs like he has so far. And I mean, like I said, they put up 20 against New Orleans in Week 1. They scored 27 against Carolina. Part of that, though, was the defense forcing some turnovers early on, and they really did nothing in the second half. And then last game against San Fran, only 15 points, had a chance to win the game. Their defense got them a safety to give them the 2-point lead. I don't know. It's just been rough so far for Arizona this season. In Seattle, I think their defense, we've obviously one of the best in football. Forced Brock Purdy, and that Niners offense really contained them pretty well for a majority of the game. And then obviously destroyed the Saints. The Seahawks did great in all facets: special teams, punt return, touchdown, defense forcing in Spencer Rattler to make a mistake, and just generating pressure, bouncing up early, like 21-0 in the first quarter. Offense is doing its job. Obviously, Jack Smith-Njigba has been playing amazing. Looks like a true stud top 5 receiver so far this year. Cooper Kupp has been getting things done, getting it rolling. And yeah, that's pretty much what's been the story for Seattle. They're really starting to hum. Kenneth Walker didn't have the yards, but had the touchdowns. So him and Charbonnet, we obviously know what they can do as a duo, and hopefully Charbonnet can get going. In this matchup, though, Thursday night, I think a couple things going to come down to: can Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray get going? Because they're going to need to if they want a shot in this game. Seattle is one of the best defenses in football. The biggest question for me is, is Devin Witherspoon playing in this one? Because, I mean, they didn't have him last week. Obviously, they didn't really miss him. I mean, they would miss him, but they were playing the Saints. But it looks like he's come back. Julian Love as well. So I think Seattle will have enough in the secondary to be able to contain them. And it's just going to need someone on Arizona, Trey Benson, the running back. Someone's going to need to step up for this team. And I just don't really see it happening. Mike McDonald is one of the best defensive coordinators in football. We saw back to what he was doing with the Ravens. And then now with Seattle last year, they were pretty good. They only seem to get better. I mean, for first 3 weeks of play, amazing. Held Aaron Rodgers to like under 150 passing yards, couple picks. They've been taking care of business, getting turnovers also to help this offense with short fields. And I think this Kubiak offense, we've seen it get better each week so far. Against San Fran, it was a little rough. They didn't really trust Darnold to throw the ball. Week 2 got a little bit better. Still had some mistakes here and there just with the interceptions. And then week 3 was obviously their most complete game. And I think, but Arizona's defense, is not to go underrated as well. Calais Campbell, even though he's old, still getting after it. This Arizona's still got playmakers in the secondary like Budda Baker. They've done a good job as well, holding the Saints to 13 points, doing their job against, not a not so great team, but taking care of business. Carolina, they kind of let their foot off the gas for the most part, were in control of that game. And then San Fran, I mean, it took them a game-winning field goal, but they also got that safety. They held them to 16. So Arizona's offense hasn't been living up to their hype, but their defense has, which is why I thought they were going to win the division, because I thought the offense would be a lot better. But in my opinion, I think I just trust Seattle's offense more in this one, and my boy Sam Darnold, and that's why I'm going to pick Seattle to win this one. If I had to write an exact score, I think it's going to be like a 23 type of game. I think Seattle, Jack Smith, Njigba, I don't know if anyone can cover Arizona. I think the running game, the play action, it's going to do enough to get the job done. I think the Seattle defense is too much of a test for Arizona to overcome, especially without James Conner. I think it's going to take some more adjusting to the run game, even though they've already gone off to a slow start. In Arizona, though, can definitely help, second home game of the season. But Seattle's front seven, Leonard Williams, I think they'll be able to do enough to harass Kyler Murray into one or two mistakes. I think Darnold's been playing some clean football recently. I know he had a couple turnovers against Pittsburgh, but some of those were just like fourth down, so you have to check it up. I think he's been playing efficient. PFF has him graded as, the number one quarterback last week, and I think pretty high all season. I know PFF isn't the make or break, but it gives a sense of idea of where we're at. I think, a lot of people thought he might fall off after leaving Minnesota, but I mean, we saw what happened to Daniel Jones after just doing 1 year there, or just 1 month there, and how he's playing with Indianapolis. Darnold is taking a lot of those traits, putting it into the Seattle system, finding his wide receivers, his playmakers. Troy Holton looks like a stud too. Barner's getting going. The Seattle team, like I said, if Charbonnet can get going in the run game, to complement Kenneth Walker, this team's going to be even more dangerous. I do think it's going to be close to a division game. Both defenses, in my opinion, are elite, but I just like Seattle's offense more, and I think that will be the main factor in who wins this game. But it should be a good one. Thursday Night Football, a test for, who's, I think, tied for the because the 49ers still haven't lost, but who gets second place in the division and who gets last right now, with the Rams being at 2-1, these teams being at 2-1. But like I said, I'm a little bit of a Seahawks fan just because Sam Darnold's there. Obviously, when they play my Vikings, I'll always be rooting for the Vikings, but Sam Darnold, it's always great to see a comeback story. But hopefully, Kyler can prove me wrong. Him and Marvin Harrison can get going. They do have the weapons, with Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison, but I just need to see a Michael Wilson, because I do still have Kyler Murray starting fantasy football. So if he is able to have one of those Kyler Murray vintage games where he throws 3 touchdowns or throws 2 touchdowns, rushes for 1, doesn't turn the ball over, which he is very capable of, it would be, the time would be now with just the injuries they're facing in the running back room. The questions just, at receiver, now would be the time to do it. So it should be a good one. We obviously always hope for a good game. But yeah, like I said, I think Seattle is just the more complete team, more balanced team right now on both sides of the football. And I think it helps, having that rest advantage, destroying the Saints early and just kind of taking it easy while Arizona was in a dogfight right until the last play and lose a heartbreaker in the division. So I think the momentum's also with Seattle's side, so that'll play a factor in this one. But as always, I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts, and there will be a second video out today with our AI model predictions for the rest of week 4 and for this game as well. But let me know in the comments, who do you have winning this game? What are your main reasons why? And just who do you think, has a big day? But as always, make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoy football content. Truly means a lot. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.